The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Okay, so the beach. You know that feeling, right? Sun, sand, the sound of the waves. It's like an instant vacation, even if you're just picturing it.
Absolutely. It's the ultimate escape for a lot of people.
Totally. Although I have to say, I've definitely had a few beach trips that were, let's just say, a little less than idyllic.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Oh, the classic getting caught in a riptide, almost losing my swim trunks kind of thing. Nothing too dramatic, but hey, that's a story for another time. Today we're talking Alabama beaches.
And we've got a listener question about making that trip extra, shall we say, freeing.
That's right. Someone's curious about the, how do we put this delicately, the clothing optional scene in Alabama.
Right.
But before we dive into that, let's set the scene a bit. What makes Alabama's beaches special? What makes them stand out from, say, your average beach destination?
Well, you hit the nail on the head when you said scene. What's so captivating about Alabama's beaches is that they're not just about the sand and the surf. They're steeped in this incredible history and culture that really adds another layer to the experience.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got those classic sugar white sands and those gorgeous turquoise waters, but then there's this whole other dimension.
Exactly. You've got the legacy of the Creek and Cherokee tribes, the profound impact of the civil rights movement. It's a place where you can relax, recharge, and learn something truly meaningful.
It's amazing how a place can be so relaxing and thought-provoking at the same time. Okay, so about those clothing optional aspirations, what's the reality check here?
Well, to be completely straightforward, Alabama has pretty clear-cut laws against public nudity, and those laws are generally enforced, beaches included.
Right. So maybe not the free-spirited paradise some might hope for.
It's understandable why someone might be curious, but it's always paramount to be respectful of the local laws and customs wherever you travel.
Absolutely. So while Alabama might not offer that particular brand of freedom, what can you tell us about enjoying its beaches responsibly?
Definitely. It's important to remember that beaches are shared spaces, and everyone deserves to feel comfortable.
For sure. So what should our listeners keep in mind when they're planning their Alabama beach getaway?
Well, first off, Alabama's got a generally pleasant climate, but for that perfect beach weather, you're aiming for late spring to early fall. Think late April, May, and then September, October.
Gotcha. And I'm guessing June through August is peak season.
You got it. Those months are the busiest, which means you might encounter larger crowds and potentially higher prices for accommodations and things like that.
That makes sense. So if someone is looking for a more, say, budget-friendly and maybe a little quieter experience,
then definitely consider the shoulder seasons, May or September. You'll still have amazing weather, but you might luck out with shorter lines for that shrimp po' boy.
Okay, that sounds pretty tempting. Less crowded beaches and quicker access to delicious food. I'm sold.
It's a win-win.
It really is. So any insider tips on specific beaches or hidden gems our listeners should check out?
Absolutely. If it's those picture-perfect white sand beaches you're after, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach are classic choices. They've got a little something for everyone. Lots of restaurants, shops, family-friendly activities.
So a good mix of lively and relaxing.
Exactly. Now, if you're really looking for a more serene, off-the-beaten-path kind of experience, Dauphin Island is a real hidden gem.
What makes it so special?
It's got a much more secluded vibe. It's perfect for bird watching, exploring nature. You might even spot dolphins playing offshore. It's really magical.
Wow. That sounds incredible. It's amazing how Alabama's coastline really does offer so much diversity.
It really does. There's a beach for everyone.
Exactly. And I think this conversation highlights how important it is to do your research and be mindful of the local rules and culture wherever you go.
Couldn't agree more.
So as you plan your Alabama beach trip, think about this. How can you immerse yourself in this unique blend of natural beauty, history, and culture that this coastline offers? Safe travels and enjoy those incredible beaches.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.